Yeah, g'day scrappers. Today I'm going to be scrapping out this airport baggage scanning system, like an X-ray machine. Um, it's one of those ones that have got the conveyor belt running through, and you put the bag on and it goes through the scanner here. We also, in my last video where I showed I picked this up with a collaboration with another scrapper, we also had the boxes, the actual X-ray boxes that had the X-ray globe in there, which were already taken out prior to us picking it up, so they disposed of that properly. Yeah, but in the boxes there was quite a lot of lead, and we got some circuit boards out of them and stuff like that. Not a great deal, but and most of the control boards were like that, and so that was the side of the actual X-ray units. A Spellman, made in the USA, which is pretty cool. I always like my stuff from the USA. It's about, at least they're still making something in the USA. These looks like New York. I can't pronounce that word though. Hauppauge? It's a funny looking name, Hauppauge, whatever, but yeah, pretty cool. New York, made in USA. So yeah, yeah, I like my American stuff. So yeah, okay. And on a couple of those units, which I only ended up getting one, I can't find the other one. I think I accidentally threw it out with the scrap metal. There was also a double boarded one, so this was the board on the base. It's only a mid-grade board. I actually thought that these capacitors here were tantalum capacitors, like the old vintage IBM capacitors, which are tantalum. They look exactly the same, but no, these are just regular ceramic capacitors. They're like through-hole kind of capacitors, so they're not tantalum. So basically just a mid-grade board, apart from I'll take out the flat pack in here and one little bonus IC chip with gold cap. So, it's only a tiny one, but, just add to the collection, I suppose. And just the rest, it's just a mid-grade board. But this is the main thing that I wanted to scrap out, and it's actually very heavy. They got lead-lined doors here. I think the doors are called scatter shields, so quite a bit of lead in there. But I want to keep these shields now just in case, well, maybe for another project one day, just a fun project. But yeah, this scanner unit here is it's actually two-piece, so it's like two L's, and I've just put it together here just so you can have a look how the whole thing is sort of set up normally with the conveyor belt running through like that. But I only need, they're both identical, and I only need to scrap one to give you a look. So that's it there, and basically it's just got boards running all the way along the outside here on both of them. They're pretty much identical, so I only need to scrap one out. So yeah, it'd be interesting to have a look. I just wanted to show you what the boards look like. It's pretty cool. And yeah, let's start scrapping out this scanner unit. Okay, so each piece here, this weighs 40 kilos, or about 90 pounds. So it's quite a heavy, once you put it all together, it's quite a heavy little unit. And a lot of the weight is actually just in these two top covers, because they're lead lined, also pretty heavy steel. So okay, that might be a little bit better look. All right, you're all ready for this? Oh. There you go. Yeah, those doors are really heavy. Oh. So basically the outer housing is steel, and this whole internal part is one big lead sheet, and then there's also another strip of lead about 4 inches wide going down the center. So yeah, weighs about 8 kilos, I reckon, just the door alone. So what we've got is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. On this side we've got 10 boards running through. Okay, and these are all your you know, they obviously pick up the scan, and I'd imagine they're all kind of like at slightly different angles to pick up different waves or whatever. I'm no you know, scanner or electronic specialist, but yeah, as you can see, they're quite nice looking little boards. Not a great deal of value in scrap wise, but that's okay. It's more interesting really than just the value. You know, it's not all about value for me. I just enjoy scrapping things unusual. Now see if I can take off this other side. Okay, this door here is actually, it's even heavier. It feels like it's sealed on or something, but it's not. It's just because it's so heavy, it's just sitting down so heavily. Whoa. Yeah, this one weighs probably 15 kilos. Yeah, it's just got a little bit, it's a bit longer. Ah. And there we go again. 2, 4, 6, 10, 12, 14, and I think I've already counted these two boards, so 16. So all up, 24 boards. And doesn't that look impressive? And you probably can't notice it on the camera, but I can see the slight variations in angle. They're from flat to a slight tilt, and it just gets higher and higher as you go. Really pretty. Looks like a very modern kind of system, because I have seen an older one scrapped. Very much the same, but just a little bit different and a little bit older sort of style. So yeah, looks pretty sexy. You know, I just wish the boards were, you know, more intense with, you know, more precious metal stuff on them, and I even tried to look up the boards to see if there was any kind of value there, but no, I couldn't. There's no real reference to them online at all. Part numbers don't register anything, so but yeah, a really beautiful system. All right, well, that's just about it. All that's really left to do here is just to undo all the screws and take out the boards. They're all linked up with a bit of wiring. Yeah, and they're all totally linked up from the first one right down to the other side to the last one. Check that out. And so there we go. It looks like quite a nice board, but it's just not much as far as precious metal recovery. And I'd imagine, you know, trying to look them up, there's no resale value there, because who's going to want one of these? And but there are quite a lot of nice chunky tantalum capacitors, and we've got, you know, small IC chips. These ones are a little bit unusual because they're actually blue. So I've seen a few different colors of IC chips. I don't really take much notice of them. So I see these ones are black, and these ones are just a really deep royal blue kind of thing. So where all the wiring connects, obviously, you know, we're going to have some gold pins. So probably worth just depopulating completely, because all this is going to go for is mid-grade board, you know, or in the States it would be a peripheral board. The other side is interesting. So we've got a lot more tantalum capacitors again, and we've got those blue IC chips again. It's almost identical front and back, aside from this side's got the pins. And we've got this little thing here. Yeah, going by the one that I seen that's already been scrapped out on YouTube a few years ago, that had a double layer of this, and there was like a copper plate in between the two. This must be a little bit more modern, where it's just a single board. Apparently this part here kind of lights up. It's like a fluorescent or something like that. It's like a, you know, like a UV kind of thing, and lights up when the light comes across. I'm not really sure. I'm not really good at that. And so basically it's just a through hole board. It's got, you know, little bit of, you know, gold little through holes there, just so the pins can make contact. You can see the gold plating on the pins, but it's only on the top part, and it's only about 2/3 going from the tip down, so it's not completely plated. So if I was going to sell these as mid-grade boards or depopulate them, you know, you only need to cut off the tips here where the gold plating is. These are really nothing much, and there's certainly not much with, you know, once they're off these boards. Yeah, interesting. Cute little boards, quite intense. I'd imagine that these are not cheap to manufacture or buy, but they, you know, obviously scrap value is a lot different. But yeah, pretty cool. And how many did I say? I think there was 24. So 24 boards on each panel, and there's 2 of these units. So, you know, so for the whole complete thing, there's 48 of these little things. And I kind of like the way they link up with the wiring, you know. I might even keep one and just hang it up on the wall or something one day, you know. I'll weigh them up and see how much they actually weigh combined, and get an idea on, you know, just if I was to sell them as scrap boards, just how how little I'd get. But these ones I'd definitely depopulate. Okay. Well, I've got most of this side off. Anyway. Ah, missed one. There's two. Okay. Oh, it's like a big ladder. It's really cool. So this is what I love about different e-waste and getting unusual stuff like this. It's just that, you know, it's just something you don't see every day, you know, boards, you know, set up like that. Look at that, you know. Every one of them identical. They all do the same thing. It's just basically a little reader. And as I said, they're all angled slightly different. Just progressively going up, so they get every angle. And they're all got these little boards on the end. And they're all like that, yeah. Really nice. Just noticed these things, it's like desiccant. I stuck to the panel, Natra Sorb, Form. Okay, you can actually reactivate these 16 hours at 245 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, that's a long time to reactivate them. It's activated bag, packaging used, and static dehumidification. Took me a while to get that one out. So there you go. I'll just look them up and just see what they're all about. I'm pretty sure that this unit hasn't even been used. It may have been decommissioned for whatever reason, and obviously when companies get rid of units like this, they basically don't want these kind of things to be resold and out on the market, you know, and that's why I think, you know, your mate got them as scrap, because, you know, he was just going to turn it into scrap, and that way they're destroyed and gone completely. So and here, this feels like it's aluminium strip here. Okay. All right, I'll just get these boards out. Okay. And there we have it. Got a little bit of some nice gold pins in the side here. Probably just to connect that external box or some kind of external But yeah, actually quite nice gold pins in there, so yeah, it all adds up, hey? All right. So the rest of this is just steel. So it's just going to go to scrap steel. It's pretty useless box. There are some decent thick bars in here. It's just a bar that runs all the way along the center. I might take those bars out and just in case, good for other projects. Yep, it's definitely steel. Yep, the whole lot is just steel. So yeah, this can go to scrap steel. I'll probably just, if I can, I'll take out these center bars and that's it. Well, there we go. 1/2 of a scanner unit scrapped. Let's weigh up these boards and see what we got in there. Okay, well, I didn't take off the wiring, obviously, well, no point, but it's 1.9 kilos, so just under 2 kilos. So as I said, there's very little value as far as selling these boards as scrap, because not even two kilos. If they sold as mid-grade boards, we get $2 a kilo here at the moment. So at $2 a kilo, it's only worth 1.9 kilos, about $3.80. For all these boards, $3.80. I'm certainly not going to sell them for that. Well, not that there's really any value on it there. You take off all these little IC chips, there's only going to be like 30 grams of IC chips because they're only tiny. So probably the best value are the tantalum capacitors because they're so heavy, and probably some of the gold pins. There's okay gold pins there. So yeah, these are more like depopulate the whole board and then just throw away the actual board and just keep those little IC. It doesn't really make much difference. Probably get a little bit better value that way, got some more precious metal recovery, because yeah, as I said, 1.9 kilos, under $4 worth. I'd rather depopulate them and keep all the stuff, precious metals, and spend a bit of time. They're certainly going to take a bit of time to depopulate, but that's what I like to do. But there you go. So not a great deal in value, but definitely worth the scrap just for the unusualness of it. And and I've got one more to go though. So once again, got a whole array of boards again, very identical, same stuff. Check it out. So pretty cool. Really awesome. Wish there was more to it than just basically an empty lead or empty steel box with a lead shielding and just these boards. But still, they just look really super cool, and I just love them. All right, guys. Well, I hope that was a little bit of fun for you. Certainly not a high value scrap. It's amazing that these X-ray scanners, they're probably very expensive, to buy. But the strange thing is there's not much more value, well, in boards anyway, than pulling out a couple of motherboards. Scrap wise is the same value of them. The only extra value is the doors with the bit of lead inside. So if you take off that lead, you get a little bit extra money, but probably you know, each door's probably only got might have $7 or $8 worth of lead. So but there you go. Quite fun actually. I enjoyed this scrap, and I don't mind if I get more of these. If I, you know, ever come across them, I'll pick them up now that I know what's inside. And yeah, really awesome. Alright guys, well, that was the airport baggage scanning unit. Hope that was a little bit of fun for you. I'll keep going and take off these boards and finish this off and go on to the next item. Catch you next time.